Talk of the Town is back with the official NFL playoff predictions. Peyton Warnock, Jalen Diaz here. We're going to be breaking down our predictions for the entire NFL playoffs. Stay tuned to the end for the Super Bowl predictions. Jalen, sending it over to you first to start off with the Browns and the Texans.
I got Texans taking this one home. I believe they're ready to get it done. You know, at 10-7 on the year, I believe, first winning season since 2019, and it's crazy to say because you definitely have a Browns team that that's been playing well. You know, considering that Joe Flacco came into the league, it came back into the league
off
from
the
sitting
couch.
on his couch,
literally off the couch,
playing with his kids, and he was working out. He said he was throwing to his brother and his father. So it's like, I can't really just put them out like that. But I really believe the Houston Texans are here.
I'm gonna agree with you, Jay. I think it's a known fact, right, that the Browns have a really good defense, lowest yards per game in the NFL, but they're kind of middle of the pack in terms of points per game. They're allowing 21.
Okay.
Today's fun fact of the day, you're probably going to hear a lot of fun facts, but today's fact of the day is the Texans actually allow less points than the elite Browns defense. ESPN ain't lied to me on the website. Aaron Rodgers be lying on ESPN, but nothing. When I look on the website, they ain't lying. The Browns did beat Houston. I give him that, but there's this one guy, I don't know if you've heard of him, CJ Stroud. He makes a big difference. That's really the best player on the team, right? CJ Stroud. So Flacco got 8 interceptions in just 5 games. And in a game where Davis Mills was the quarterback, he wasn't capitalizing on Joe Flacco's interceptions for Houston, but I think CJ Stroud is going to be able to do that.
I'm going next up. I'm going Pitt Buffalo. As much as I wanted to pick Pittsburgh, considering TJ's not playing, I believe they're like 0-6 when he's not playing.
We share a mind, bro. We share a mind. That's literally what I was thinking.
So 0-6 with TJ Watt not playing, it's GG's. It was a nice run. Mason Rudolph, you can't rely on your offense independently. You were definitely relying on your defense throughout the season. So I got to give it to Buffalo. As much as I truthfully don't have faith in Buffalo, I think Buffalo is probably one of the biggest fluke teams in the league besides go Birds, go Birds. But I'm definitely going with Buffalo with this one.
TJ Watt was playing. That's a total game changer.
It's a total different game.
It could have been a toss-up to me, right? I'm kind of on board with you with the Bills and what you're saying about that. I'll get more into that later because there's not much to debate here without one of the best defenders in the league. Bills are on a crazy hot streak in terms of, wins, consecutive wins. Steelers missing their best player. That's another team said to have a great defense with TJ Watt, but Buffalo allowing less points and yards per game while also having more takeaways. Consider all that while also considering a much more high-powered offense. Man, Pittsburgh don't even have a positive point differential, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. All that being said, I'm taking the Bills pretty comfortably at home against the Steelers.
Next up, we got KC Miami. This one right here is a tale of two cities, I feel like. You got KC, who play phenomenal when they're at Arrowhead, one of the best fan bases in the league. In the past history, we've seen what the Chiefs can do, even without the star players. But then, this is also a game of offense, defense, and I feel like wholeheartedly the Kansas City defense, they're gonna have a hard time guarding Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. It's definitely be a tale of two cities. But I believe Miami is going to come out of it. I believe it might be a high scoring game if Kansas City can get through it. But if Kansas City doesn't fire back, if Miami's firing off early, then I think it's going to be a really slow day for Kansas City.
Both teams got the same record.
Okay.
Chiefs won the division on a down year for Mahomes, who, best quarterback in the world. It's hard to trust Tua and the Dolphins in big games with the resume from this year. They've lost to 4 playoff teams, Buffalo twice, and Tua's got a 1-to-1 touchdown to interception in those games. Great defense against great offense normally goes to the defense, right? So there's really no reason to pick Miami with that resume. But damn it, Jalen, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Where Tua from? Where Tua from? Bama. Let a naysayer know, Tua. Let a naysayer know.
Hey, yo.
Miami is walking into the sub-zero temperatures, 24-20 Fins.
I can definitely see that. So it's like the reason why I like my outlook on the playoff games, because it's one and done. It's these games. So it's like, granted, they have Miami definitely got blown out in some pretty big games. You know,
Mm.
when you least expected it, they didn't perform well in the games where they should have, performed outrageously well. But it's just for like a lot of these teams who have high power offenses and the good coaching. I feel like these teams, they know that it's one and done. So it's like we got to give it our all, or we're gonna go home. And there's no reason on paper Miami should be going home first round. We got Rams, Detroit, and I'm gonna just keep it a fast stack. Matthew Stafford is never going back to the Super Bowl. I got the
Ooh.
Detroit Lions coming out.
Okay. Okay.
My boy said, he literally said to the media, I heard there's teams looking for us. I heard there's teams looking for us. He said, all you got to do is open up your front door and be right there. That's an easy one for me. I got Lions. I still not believe in Jared Goff, but that's also a high-powered offense where they got multiple players that can break out for 60, 70 yards, touchdowns. That defense has performed pretty well throughout the season as well. That defense has saved games for them multiple times.
Mhm.
And even then, the moment where against the Cowboys, like that defense was holding it down. But yeah, I got Detroit taking that game over the Rams.
It's a perfectly scripted setup here, right? First round game, Stafford going to Detroit, which I love. I love storylines like that.
100%.
I've really been going back and forth with this one. I've had a big internal battle with myself. You know, the Lions have been solid all year. Rams stunk it up to start, but 7 out of 8, right?
Yeah.
It's a offensive heavy battle. Both teams top 10 in yards and points per game.
Ooh.
Stafford and the Rams are on fire, man. Stafford's 16-4 touchdown interception in the last 7. I think the offensive weapons favor the Rams. I really do. So I'm sticking with the battle-tested team here, and I'm gonna go with the Rams to walk into Detroit and take the win.
I like that. I like when we're too aligned. We gotta have some type of confusion going on.
Right.
These next two picks. You know
Oh,
me.
God. All
I
right.
like what I like. I do what I do, and it is what it is.
Yes, sir.
We're going to Tampa. We're going to Tampa, right? Go Birds. It is what it is. Never too high, never too low. I went to the game last Sunday. Got absolutely smoked. Got Giants fans walking by me, sticking up the middle finger, telling me to go home. Like, I'm in the game, like, go Birds.
I ain't even from Philly, bro. I don't know what you mean go home.
Yeah.
I'm from CT, bro.
Yeah, for real. Like, I got to drive back to Hartford right now. So relax. I ain't even from Philly. In the playoffs, it's a game of win or go home. And obviously, start the season 10-2. First team ever to not win 12 games starting off 10-2. But I got Philly taking it, bro. Because at the end, even though I know Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been playing out of their mind, I'm a big believer of inches in games. And there's no way that this team that fought countlessly in the first 10 games to win by a hair is just going to go out like that. I just hope they can get this offense going. Defensively, they got to fix that middle of the field, bro. They get torn up there. If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can figure that out, then they're going to take it home. But I got Philly going in that.
Just like the last game we talked about, this is another situation where one team is significantly hotter than the other, right?
Yeah.
Two complete opposites. Bucks won 5 of the last 6. Eagles lost 5 of the last 6.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm obviously reading reports. I don't know what it's like in the locker room, but how could their morale be up right now if you're Philly, right? You got to travel to Tampa Bay against a team with a lot of momentum. You got a quarterback that's beaten up. You could have had the division, and now you're playing on the road. Some of those guys could be mentally out of it after a losing streak like that where you had it all last season, right? Like, you ran everything last year. It was never in question who was going to the Super Bowl.
They had it all in the beginning of the season, too, it felt like,
Exactly. So it's the question of how can the Eagles deal with this adversity, right? You've got Hurts, who's taken a step back this year and has a finger injury. And then you got Baker, who has taken a big step up in this new opportunity that he's been given. Absolutely. Baker, statistically, looks better than Hurts this year. He's got 200 more yards, 5 more pass touchdowns, 5 less interceptions than the tush-push merchant. So I'm taking the Bucks at home, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm taking the Bucks at home, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But what you were saying to the point of that morale is probably low traveling to Tampa, I seen a couple of reports. Slay even said it himself. He comes back this week, coming off an injury, I believe, as well. He was like, listen, I would have much rather be in Tampa Bay than be back at home because as soon as we start playing bad, Philly gonna boo us. And that's when the morale gonna hit low.
That's true.
I'd rather be at a away game where the fans is talking crazy to us and booing us off rip.
Counterpoint: ain't nobody booing you if you play in the Green Bay Packers because you whooping that ass. So you ain't gonna be getting booed against them.
It's funny you say that.
Oh God, don't say it.
This is where the controversy comes in.
No, Jay, no.
The seat is hot.
Oh no.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh no.
Here we go. Listen.
Call me Tupac, I'm green and yellow. Green Bay, make it scary Halloween day, scream face. Bloody Mary, secondary, Jordan, mean face.
Green Bay, put it Jordan Love train. Mike McCarthy. Green Bay about to ruin your dreams, B. Dak Prescott, you stink, bro. Come playoff time, Sean. I don't care what anybody said. I'm going Green Bay. And it's going to be this game. Like, come on. I mean, granted, I'm not even debating it. I'm going Green Bay.
I didn't even got much for this because I thought it was just like, I thought Dallas was just going to mop. Like, I don't really have much notes on this. It's like, Cowboys got a top defense. They're 5th in yards and points allowed per game. Playing at home against a young quarterback. Like, I literally had it written as Dallas has a cakewalk. That's on my paper.
They counted out Jordan Love. They said he wasn't going to be able to do it.
Full respect to Jordan Love. I think, compare Jordan Love to, Aaron Rodgers in his first couple years. The stats look pretty similar. I'm not saying he's going to be Aaron Rodgers, but I wouldn't be complaining about him if I'm Green Bay in the playoffs and, in what, first full year, right? Because Rodgers was there last year, so I wouldn't be complaining about him.
Year.
No slight to Jordan Love. I literally just don't think Green Bay has enough firepower to play against Dallas's really good defense.
All right, so I got Miami versus the Ravens, and then Houston versus Buffalo. I'm taking the Ravens. I think the Ravens are the hottest team in the league. I think the X factor Isaiah Likely has been balling out of his mind. I think Lamar Jackson has been balling out of his mind. And then I got Houston, Buffalo. Like I said, I don't believe in Buffalo, but I believe in CJ. I'm taking Houston. I'm talking. This is crazy. This is a new year. This football is here, baby. This is a different league now. And out of Houston Ravens, I'm taking the Ravens. Come on. Ravens going to the Super Bowl.
Say, don't get too much dip on your chip now, Jay. Don't get too much dip on your chip now.
The chip was already halfway broken when I said Houston over Buffalo. Oh, yeah. So I was already wilding.
You almost had to get another chip to scoop out the chip and the dip.
You feel me? You feel me? First game, I got San Fran versus Green Bay. Obviously, I'm gonna be a realistic person right here. I'm not gonna be delusional. San Fran's taking that game. Jordan Love ain't like that. He ain't about to TB12 this season. It ain't really about to happen. It's not about to happen. Philly versus Detroit. And honestly, I'm taking Philly. Go Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds. From there, we got San Fran and Philly. And as much I would like to say it, but like I said, the way they mopped us up, dragged us through the mud, talked the most hot trash, everything under the sun. Oh, Brock Purdy. Oh, yeah, I said if Brock Purdy was playing, it would be different. Brock Purdy played, and it was a whole different game.
It was.
And there was a game of straight, I cannot walk back. We got San Fran. We got San Fran taking out over Philly, and we got San Fran versus the Ravens versus in the Super Bowl, which is a beautiful matchup.
It is.
Honestly, a perfect matchup in heaven for all football fans.
Ooh, I just thought of something, actually. This has been a conspiracy about the NFL being scripted or whatever. It's obviously not. Yeah. Just a funny little meme. The last 3 or so years, the colors of the Super Bowl logo have had the Super Bowl teams, and the Ravens 49ers are the colors. It's purple and red. So
I remember you talking about that last time.
Jalen knows the script, bro. Jalen knows.
Roger Goodell, please don't come for me. I promise you. This is
wait.
Just
hold up, Jay. Open up that window. I see the black SUVs, bro.
Yo, they outside. They got beams at the window. San Fran, Ravens, and we're gonna take it back to a regular season game. They already got the one up on them. I'm just keeping it stacked. I want Lamar to win a championship. I need all the haters to come crawling out of their holes, come crawling out from under the rocks. I'm pulling up receipts. Receipts. Are we reposting Lamar top 10 video?
Mhm.
Like, bro, we big trust, bro. It's over with. He's getting the ring, and y'all not. And nobody better never say anything again. I'm all set. I'm sick of it.
So I'll start with Dolphins Ravens. I know you used the regular season games. I think it obviously won't look exactly the same as it did a few weeks ago. I do have Baltimore winning that game. The last time we saw Lamar in the playoffs, I know we had the Ravens in the playoffs 2 years ago, but that was a team led by Huntley. I believe that's actually last year. Last time we saw Lamar leading the Ravens in the playoffs, they went on the road, took a first-round dub, but Lamar obviously not known as a playoff riser. But again, we haven't seen him perform in the playoffs in 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. This is a totally different quarterback with a much, much, much improved offense. On the other side of the ball, the Ravens are first in sacks, first in points allowed, and first in takeaway differential against a team that struggles against top defenses. We got two dynamic quarterbacks, two dynamic offenses, but I don't think the Dolphins defense is good enough to slow down Lamar to the extent that the Ravens will slow down Tua and all those weapons. So for that reason, I'm going to take Baltimore by more than a score. Mm-hmm. I'm moving on to Buffalo against Houston here from Buffalo. It's another situation like that where, you know, Houston does have a good offense, but Buffalo's just been finding ways over and over, 5 in a row, right, where they haven't looked dominant, but when push comes to shove, they've found a way to win, whereas previously it's been they've looked great and find a way to lose. I'm going to go on over to the NFC divisional round. I got Rams, 49ers, a rematch from 2 years ago, conference championship. These are two offensively loaded teams with really good defenses, but San Fran significantly better, allowing 5 less points, more than 30 less yards per game. San Fran dominated on both sides of the ball, number 2 scoring offense, number 3 scoring defense. I think, you know, Stafford's going to have a good run with a first-round win, but I think 49ers are going to be able to handle them. I'm going like 30-20. Bucks, Cowboys. Bucks was like a shaky pick for me, I think, just based off how hot they've been. Same reason I picked LA in the first round. But now you're going on the road. You're playing a team with great defense, so I'm calling it here for Tampa and for Baker. It's an offense, Tampa Bay that is, that's not very good against a ridiculously good defense. Tampa Bay's middle of the pack in yards and points per game, actually bottom half of the league against a top 5 defense in the same categories, yards and points. I think I'm going with another easy win for Dallas, like a comfortable win. I'm talking 10 plus for Dallas to advance to the conference championship here. So I got Dallas against San Fran, NFC championship game. I mean, it's the two juggernauts, right? Like pretty much all year since San Fran whooped up on Dallas, this has been the matchup that we've been waiting to see, right? And we've kind of expected. I know Philly had a hot start, but since then kind of crashed and burned, right? So this is the 1 and the 2 matchup. Great defenses, great offenses, both dynamic in their own ways, but how about them Cowboys? I just, something about them this year, man.
Here we go.
Yeah! Here we go to the Super Bowl! Here we go to the Super Bowl! They go put those on t-shirts. I want 5% minimum. There's not much stats to break down because they're so even in terms of great defense, dynamic, high-powered offense. I got Dallas going in there on the road and taking the win from San Fran. AFC Championship, Bills at Ravens. My preseason pick to go to the Super Bowl from the AFC was Buffalo. My heart tells me Buffalo, right? But my mind is telling me Baltimore, so I'm going to go with Baltimore. Number 1 takeaway defense is Baltimore against a gunslinger who loves to give the ball away in Josh Allen. Baltimore is a team that used to have problems capitalizing, right, on plus side of the field. That's not the case anymore. You've got arguably the GOAT kicker, right, who's knocking him down from 50 plus, and now you've established a clear goal line guy in Edwards to score in a situation where they didn't always score touchdowns in the red zone, right? You got a guy like Lamar in a short field who used to struggle. Now you got these weapons on offense, including a running back who you could just power into the end zone with. He's got 13 touchdowns on the year. I know it's been a knock on Lamar for not having a lot of touchdowns, but when they're down there, It's going to Gus Edwards, and he's getting it in
But
the end
that's
zone.
better though. I would rather my running back who's getting paid to run the ball to run for rushing touchdowns.
100%.
If Lamar's, I would rather him be comfortable in the pocket. Like the progress that I've seen with with Lamar, I was about to say this kid, like he's not a grown man. It's like the pocket presence is been amazing for him. Like he's not looking to run first decision as soon as he doesn't feel like his first, like he'll read through his the 3 reads that he's looking for. Sure, he's like, all right, before I take off. So it's a beauty. It's a beauty.
So it all comes down to this, right? The 2 playoff chokers meet in the Super Bowl. I bet y'all never thought this was coming. A very a very controversial Super Bowl. But like I said, I really don't see who else is going to be winning these games. I don't know how, when you look at all the stats, you look at all the game film, how these teams are going to lose. The thing with Dallas that I've noticed this year is they kind of struggle a little bit with the super dynamic offenses. I think they struggle with the run game. And that's, looking at the teams they've lost to, Christian McCaffrey, Jalen Hurts and Swift, Josh Allen and Cook, and then you got Akine and Mostert running crazy for the Dolphins. I know they're not big names, but statistically they've had huge years. I think that's going to spell trouble for Dallas when it comes to the Super Bowl. With Lamar being as dynamic as he is, I think they'll have an easy time getting to him. I feel like they'll be able to apply that pressure to Lamar Jackson.
Say it.
I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens.
Can you smell
to be the Super Bowl champions over the Dallas Cowboys?
What Lamar is cooking?
It's a very interesting matchup that I do hope we get to see, because again, these are 2 really the most slandered quarterbacks in the league, right? In terms of playoff performances, which is kind of crazy considering they're both under 30. But if there's ever a time, it's now, right? Now's the time, man. Now's the time. So I'm taking Baltimore to beat Dallas in the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson going from number 8 to number 1. And we're gonna ride off into the sunset with the quarterbacky Super Bowl MVP. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning into this Talk of the Town playoff prediction episode. We got plenty more to come for y'all in 2024. Appreciate y'all for watching. Hit that subscribe button. It's literally free. Just hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. We'll see y'all in the next video.
It is free.
It's free.
Yes, sir.
It's free.
Love and light. Just love y'all. I love y'all. We out. Deuces.